Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex and today we're going to talk about all the books that I read in June. Now if you remember back a few episodes ago I said I was going to try and keep my June reading a little bit lighter because just summer and family stuff and hanging out with the kids and everything, life, you know. So I did keep it a little light in June. I only read 3 books. So yeah, a little bit lighter than what I usually do, but like not by much. And one of them was really short, but I enjoyed it anyway. So let's not hesitate or wait or procrastinate or whatever any longer. Let's get into it. So the first book I read was Queens of Themiscyra by Hannah M. Lynn. Okay, let me just say, historical fiction is not my thing. Also, Greek mythology is not my thing. But this book was exceptionally good. Okay, it's all about the Amazon warrior women and the queens that served them. And I think it's so interesting to me to actually read about the women of those Greek mythos because we always hear so much about the men. You know, Hercules, Achilles, Patroclus, all of that. We hear so much about the men of the Greek mythos and we don't hear anything about the women. And I know that like everyone kind of glorifies the men and like they were heroes and this and that, and it's like, yeah, but you have to know they had to have been just the worst, right? They had to have been like the worst. So I love this book. First of all, because Amazon warrior women, I mean, come on. Like, how could you not want to read about that? And also because I think it gives a very good portrayal of probably what the men were really like back then. And I really appreciated that. This also had a sapphic love interest in it, which is perfect for sapphic summer. So I thought the representation here was great. I thought the story was so good. And okay, Hannah Lynn, first of all, y'all know how much I love Hannah Lynn. I'm gonna do like a whole little series on her sometime in July, but she has this amazing ability of just making me care so much about the characters. I don't know how she does it. But I care so much. I get so attached to her characters and I just fall in love with them, and this book was no exception. No exception. The characters in this book, oh, my heart just bled for them the whole time that I'm reading it. And there were just times where I'm like, you're being so stupid. But I loved it anyway. So if you like Greek mythos, you want to read about Amazon warrior women, you want some good representation, read it. And this is the third one in this series. She did, this is the Grecian Women series, and she did, the first one was Athena's Child, and it was a Medusa retelling. Oh my god. The second one, Spartan's Arrow, I have not read yet. It kind of just like, the release like slipped by me. And I haven't read it, but I did read this one, and yeah, so good. I gave it 5 stars, obviously. Next I have What Friends Are For by J.C. Rose. It's also published under Aaron Rose, but I'll put the link down below where you can find it on Amazon. But this is a collection of short stories. It's 3 short stories of the friends to lovers trope, and it's very sexual. Okay, like I'm not gonna make it glossy. It's porn, okay, but it's the good kind, right? It's the good kind. Like, I have a hard time reading short stories because I feel like I don't get the character development that I want because, you know, in its nature, it's short. You know, there's not a lot of time for the writer to really go into great depths. But I think this writer did an exceptional job of making me really relate to each of the characters. And I thought that was really impressive because the stories were short. I think the whole book is like only like 100 pages maybe. So it's very short. Each story is very short, but I still really liked each of the characters. The character development that this writer was able to do in such a short amount of time was astounding to me. And this book, every story, it was funny. I just laugh out loud moments. And it's been a long time since I've had laugh out loud reading material. Like, I was just cackling through a lot of it, because you have to understand, these people are like, each story is a set of best friends that end up getting together, and so like there's a lot of chemistry between these two characters because they're good friends. So the way that the writer Rose did it was the chemistry on the page was so well done. Like, I was so shocked at how well written it was, honestly. So yeah, if you want like a little light, easy, sexy read, friends to lovers, the representation here was also really good. Yeah, check it out. It was a fun read. Like, I was laughing. I enjoyed the characters being together. I enjoyed, the fun bits a lot. So yeah, fun little summer read for you. Check it out. The last book I read was The Girlfriend by Sarah J. Naughton. This book was a lot. Okay? So we start out with Mags, and she gets word that her brother, Abe, has died in some kind of an accident. So she travels to the UK, where they're originally from, to see him. And upon seeing him and upon like talking with the police and everything, she has this innate feeling that this was not an accident, that this was intentional, that he didn't just like fall down a stairwell, that he was like pushed or something. So she goes on the hunt to try and find out what happened to her brother. And in the meantime, we have all these other side characters that we're getting all these other points of view from, and everyone's trying to figure out what happened to Abe. And we have the girlfriend, Jody, who is just beside herself with grief. But Mags feels like Jody is not real. Like, it's too weird for her. Like, she can't really grasp why her brother and this girl were together, and like, it's all very conspiratorial. The whole book is very conspiratorial. So anyway, Mags is like, I'm gonna find out what happened to my brother, and then she's faced with this dilemma. Do I walk away from this problem, or do I get revenge? So what did I think of the book? Like I said, it was a lot. Very morally gray. The whole book, very morally gray. There were just so many times when I felt extremely conflicted about what was happening on the page, and I didn't like that. The pace, awful. Oh my god, I felt like we were just dragging through the whole book to try to get to the end, to try to figure everything out. And about halfway through the book, I'm like, I figured it out. I didn't, but I was convinced that I had. And then I was just mad because we were halfway through the book, and I'm like, I've already figured it out. Why do we have so many more pages to go? And then it turns out that I wasn't correct in my assumptions. But still, the pace was just not very good. I thought the characters, there was not a lot of arc for the characters. The characters felt very one-dimensional. There wasn't a lot of redeeming qualities about any of them, honestly. And the ending left me very, very, very morally conflicted. I don't know how I felt about it. I don't know that I could actually recommend this book to anybody, honestly, because I felt the context was very harsh. There is a lot of sexual assault trauma in this book. It is gone into, not graphically, but it is dug into. So if that is a trigger for you, definitely don't read this book. At the end, I don't really know how I felt about it. I think I gave it a 3-star. I just don't know how I felt about it. Like, I really can't wrap my head around what actually happened in the book. And I don't really know how I feel about it. But yeah, that was The Girlfriend. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Like I said, it was a little bit short, and these books were like pretty easy to talk about, except for the last one. But I mean, I read them all pretty quickly, and yeah, it was a short month. This is a short video, but I'm glad that you stopped by. Make sure to hit all the buttons down below so you know when I'm posting and all of that. I post every week talking about books that I like, books that I didn't like, books that fit in certain genres, book to film adaptations, everything about books. I'm probably going to talk about it. If you want me to talk about something specific, drop me a comment. If you read any of these books and you liked them or you didn't like them, drop me a comment for that as well. But other than that, I will see you guys next time. Bye!